We just actually had our largest production order to date just get delivered. That's a lot of boxes. Gotta get all that in here. I'm hoping everything just at least fits. It's about 100 degrees here in North Texas right now. It's a Sunday. We just got back from church literally as the guy was finishing up the FedEx truck. Might need some go-go juice, honestly. About as I put all these boxes away. Look at all the sweat, by the way. I'm thinking about absolutely nothing. I heard a quote once that said, if you work with your mind, you rest with your body, which means like doing work, expending energy with your body is actually restful if you do most stuff like work-wise with your brain and vice versa. This tiredness is like an absolute blessing. I remember praying to be able to afford stuff like this. Like sometimes I look at this and I'm like, yeah, it's a mountain of inventory I gotta move. It just zeroed my account overnight. I've been out of that cash for freaking 2 months, and it's gonna take me a couple months to move this and recoup that plus the profit. But I can also look at it and say, wow, like the Lord has blessed me so much. The first dozen or so production orders were like 1/10 this size, if that. This is the only thing that I've worked on like hyper focused for this long. So maybe there's something to that, is like the duration and the intensity. I just put like these on overhead so I can max out the space here. Just talking to my neighbor there. I don't think he liked it once we started mentioning guns. The neighbors that are closest to me, like proximity wise, they get to see the whole process. And part of me likes that because there's like witnesses to this growth, because sometimes I don't even believe it. When you're in it like really closely, there's like a fine balance of how involved you are, but when you're in it really closely like I am, I don't notice the growth unless somebody else tells me or reminds me.
Box. Yeah, that's a box.
I don't even know, my watch like restarted. I think that was like about 2 hours. Although Cloak and Dagger is making money, it's not profitable in the sense that like I take anything home. While we've got momentum, while this product is taking off, and while people are starting to learn about us, to kind of not push the gas down to the floor, I think would be irresponsible. We could lose everything. Like we could absolutely, actually lose everything. Although we have our plans, plan our steps, the Lord establishes them. To waste the investment God has given you, which is your life, by not being bold in obedience is the riskiest thing ever. Failure, success, risk, it's kind of getting all reprioritized, reordered in my head right now, and I think in a good way. This day, thank you for blessing us with this delicious breakfast. Today, in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. I just made pancakes and eggs today.
Is this for a family or for your vlog?
You'll be a faceless blur. Ooh, chocolate chips. Is that normal to just grab the whole entire stack? $75 on the cart. Unlock the free 10-pack. That's it. And then we're going to use that content piece that we put up yesterday that actually did pretty well. That's going to be just like a way to encourage people to train. About to send an email blast that is all about dry fire. The post we put up yesterday is like kind of making fun at people who like get guns and just leave them on the counter. A lot of people like connected with that, so we're going to use that content piece in the actual email campaign that's going out today to push a offer that gives free dry fire targets, like little mini USPSA target packs. I don't have any with me right now. As we are working on new product, some of this stuff. As we have new product on our site, driving up the AOV shouldn't be as difficult, because right now it's like, I think like a puzzle. Like the customer comes onto the website and they're like, okay, I want this, but like I don't need this much paster. As we have more things that are like really cool and they want to buy, then they just throw it in the cart, and naturally they're just like, whoa, we're really close, or like, oh, I can get that thing that's cheaper, or that thing to drive it up. But we also don't want to rush and launch products that are like not great. It's a little bit of this. As soon as I check out Bryce's email, I'm going to go to the range, meet up with some friends, and we can get a training session in. Did you actually do anything? Yeah, so you waited for Johnny and I waited for you.
Yeah. He's putting the Asian to work.
Today we're going to be shooting the PX4. Johnny actually is selling his. Mine looks like this. Mine looks better. We're using this holster right now. because TXC doesn't have it yet, but they actually have a prototype made. The owner of TXC was like, we just need to sell 100 of them to make this worthwhile. I was like, I think you can sell 100 of them. This one may be on the move. This is probably a pretty legit factory actually. It's probably like in the 4 to 6. Catch that? I suck.
Boy.
Ew! What the heck?
$14.60.
Almost 30% took advantage of that offer. What we're kind of messing around with right now is the power of email as more of like a direct line of communication. Hey, we got another order.
Oh, I never made that hero banner. Do you want me to do that? Right?
Yeah, Bryce is learning a lot. If all goes well, next month, Bryce, you might be Employee of the Month. Fulfillment times went down 19%. Good job. Rain session went pretty not super good, but I think that had more to do with me choosing to shoot a completely different gun today. If you guys are new, by the way, like, my name's Ken. We're taking over the USPSA, PCSL, IPSC market by storm with our pasters. That's the original product that really was our claim to fame. The blackout paster, like every other paster, shows bullet holes straight through. If you've ever struggled with glowing bullet hole syndrome at the range, you might want to check out these pasters. Link will be down below. Tonight we're going to be doing a pizza night, movie night, before, not with Bryce, but the wife and me, unless you want to join. I recently watched my last vlog last night, and made me think about how things are moving. Like even Bryce being here for almost a year now, and how much my daughter has grown and where the business is now. Had some thoughts after watching the video last night. Can you say pizza sauce? Say sauce. We're doing homemade pizzas tonight. I don't know what protein do we have. Good job. You can do it. One hand grabs the bowl, the other hand mixes.
Because parchment tends to burn. I see how that's how they like spin the pizza dough because it's so like add the toppings.
That's actually a new thing that we've got. We've got chickens now. In about 4 months, we'll have fresh eggs. But this morning, we're heading over to a baby shower. Later on after that, and we're gonna go to the range, train again. It's gonna be a hot one. And then after that, we're gonna go to the ranch where we got our cow from. That's another thing that we've done, and do a farm tour.
Because it is manual.
Cool colors. This one's almost empty, so I can fit this one in there.
Then I need to make a design.
For this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll start using this for the rest of the session then. And then you just pull up on it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that was actually really cool.
Once you have something to take care of.
That chair may not be the right his house right now.
We're gonna do some chick tours now. There's so much feed in there. Look at all that feed. That's all feed. This is called Go-Go Juice. It's like my #1 caffeine source right now. We're gonna go outside into the blistering heat and dig a rectangle hole in the ground. So here's kind of where we're thinking the chicken coop is gonna go. There's that tree over there. So I pretty much dug out like the perimeter, kind of sinks in towards this spot right here. Definitely want to go deeper the further out we go, but I don't want to go so deep that like you know, I'm leaving a ton of dirt. Tons of rocks in here. This is gonna be way more work than we thought. Like, it's clay, it's solid, it's dense. Can you see that? Sometimes I'm in seasons of just grinding for my business. Thoughts that are perpetually in my mind during that season are very, very different from the thoughts that I actually really want to have. The thoughts that kind of like keep me centered on what's truly important, that perspective. Today's sermon kind of got me realizing that I've been on like a downward spiral and I kind of want to fix that trajectory. How long have I been out here?
2 hours? Or an hour and a half?
I think I've been out here for 4. Is this still Sunday?
So what do you need changed? So here's the thing that's closer to what we did for issue 1.
I mean, it's there. It's only 1 point smaller though.
It's a pretty big difference.
Maybe we want to move everything down a little bit. The shirt that I'm wearing, if you're interested, is our issue 1 t-shirt. It looks like a basic tee, and that's kind of the point. There's no loud logos on it. We're just got this little hint of this matte gray reflective print here. And then we've got a 100% cotton herringbone custom patch that says Cloak and Dagger. It's got some scripture on there, issue 1, because if you got this, you're here early and you are an OG. But it's a 100% cotton, organic cotton t-shirt. Check out the website. We're working on a bunch of stuff. My wife, like in the last clip, is the one who helps me with making things not ugly, because if it was just me, you know how that could go. Today is Monday. We're currently working on a bunch of new products. Some stuff that's been released before it's sold out very, very early on, and people have been asking for them to come back. And so we're not just gonna launch them again. We're gonna improve them, make everything about them better, looks, function, everything. And then we're gonna launch it during the holidays. So if you guys are into faith, you guys are into pews, you guys are into family and high quality product, and you love Texas like me, you should check this out. Get on the newsletter. cloakandagger.solutions is the URL. Products are planned to be launched during Black Friday, and prior to that, like every couple of weeks, we'll be launching out some emails giving out more intel on what's coming. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, sign up for the newsletter. Here's some stuff we're working on, like colors and fabrics. You'll see more of that kind of being revealed in those emails that we're talking about. But I'm super excited to get that out. I'll be locking down the specs on this fabric very soon. We've also got another product, hats, coming out. Never launched hats before, like a custom hat. We're talking like there's gonna be 3 different styles. A performance hat that's like a range hat, golf hat, that kind of thing. A little bit more structured, high brim. And there's gonna be another one that's more of like a sweat hat. Like if you're a runner, you go camping, you're going to the beach, and you want to stay really, really cool. Lots of ventilation, super lightweight. And there's gonna be the classic dad hat. And all of these are gonna be launching Black Friday. During the week of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That's 2 of the hats. The performance hats are gonna come in a variety of colors. We're talking, I think, like 4 different colorways. And then the dad hat's gonna come in a vintage black colorway. It's gonna look super clean. It's not like just some random merch we just slap a logo on it. I've worked intensely on the graphic design, the colors, the patterns, the little features on each thing. And I'm super excited for it to launch. The reason why I'm vlogging right now is because I watched my last vlog, and there's been so much growth since just a couple of months ago. To see where I was in that last video to where I am now, same situations more or less, but so much progress. And if I don't record this stuff, I think it would be an absolute shame. Like, there's so much involved with my family, my daughter, so much with the business, so much with me and like what I'm thinking, what my thoughts are. If I don't record this, a lot of my appreciation would maybe go amiss. I've been watching a lot of entrepreneurial podcasts and vlogs to kind of see how to get to where they are, you know, a little bit aspirational. And I'll touch up on that in a little bit because it's not been good for me. But a lot of these entrepreneurs, they're kind of like at a stage where they've already made it, you know, multi-million dollars, maybe some of them even like $1 billion. It's a little bit difficult for me to like 100% relate because they're in a completely different life stage, business stage. I wish there were more creators that were kind of a little bit more like grassroots and just figuring it out and testing and validating and seeing results, and you get excited with them. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I think that a lot of people may be able to relate more to that. And so whether you're starting your own business, or you're a shooter, or you're a young father, or you're navigating your faith, that's what this channel is all about. And it's not just about shooting. It's not just about business. It's about all of them. Just about the whole journey of life. So if you guys are also new, like, we go over scripture quite a bit here. The thing that I was reading was Psalm 1:1, and I was reading this to my daughter, and it really reminded me of the things that I was doing that were not good, and the things I was not doing that I need to be doing. And it goes like this: Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. I know, a lot. And it's a King James Version, so it sounds like super flourishy, right? I realized from reading that to my daughter, I was walking in the counsel of the ungodly. Because I understand that this is going to be the thing that eventually, like, we live off of. Right now, we're not. So welcome, you're early. I was finding every single way, or tried to find every single way, to make this thing grow, to control the outcome, to pull every lever. And who did I go to for that? No, it wasn't Jesus. It was other people who put out great information, but one common thing, and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, reading lots of biographies, doing a lot of research on entrepreneurs who are from like the 40s and even before, like 18th century. One common thing that I'm discovering about these folk are that they have an obsession that puts money above all else. I was going to those people to tell me what to do. And let's say it works out exactly the same way, like one for one. Is that the way I want it to happen? What profit is it for a man to inherit the world, but to lose his soul? And I'm like, that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. Like, the soul part sounds kind of important, right? I felt the more I was doing this, the more I felt like I was working harder, but the more distant from my goal I felt like. And I don't know why that was. I was feeling a ton of anxiety. And I think it's because there's like a tension between my soul knowing that this is not how the universe works. Like, just because I put in this input does not equal this output. And yet, like, I was treating it as if, like, I wrote the rules. I could do all the right stuff, all at the right time, in the right amounts. And it could all just be taken away. Conversely, I could not work as hard, but work smart and listen to the guidance of Jesus Christ. Love your neighbor as yourself. First seek the kingdom, and all else shall be added. Honor your father and mother. Honor your wife. Be fruitful, multiply. All these different things. And I feel like when I focus on those things, I don't have to think about the business. It just kind of happens. And reading this, it kind of recentered me a little bit and makes me want to experiment with, like, how little can I think about business? And then the business actually grows, like, way stronger, way faster, way more than if I, like, made the business like this idol I hold over my head. And then this next part, but in his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. I'm convinced there's no way to empty your mind necessarily. You are constantly filling your mind with something. And if you're filling your mind with something, you are occupying that space and something else is being removed from it. And what I was choosing to do is remove Jesus from my mind and filling it with this counsel of the ungodly. Instead of meditating upon his law day and night, I was essentially trying to manifest success. What even is success? Do I have control over that stuff just because this guy, other broken dude, says so? Like, why should I listen to this guy? And I was just filling my mind with that and emptying my mind of the good stuff. And then the next part, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. That part right there, that is what I was feeling, was the opposite of that. Like, I was feeling the anxiety, I was feeling the tension, because I was literally following the book from the wrong author. But if I am meditating on his law day and night, it doesn't matter what season it is, in my time, in that season, in his season, there will be fruit. My leaf shall not wither. There's a steadfastness, and that's one thing I am not feeling lately. I'm just volatile, just like bitter one day, excited in the afternoon, sad the next moment based off my Shopify analytics. I'm just really grateful that the Lord met me where I was. And so now I have the same amount of work to do. Bryce is going to be back any moment now. We're going to work hard. But it's a different posture now. I'm ready to make sure that this work has purpose and that it is fulfilling. I am so grateful to be tired. I am so grateful to be able to be in a position to be an example for my daughter and my wife as someone who is making sure that priorities are in the right order. Let me know if you enjoy like the range stuff, you want to see more shooting footage and more like tips on how to get better at shooting, or more on like the product development, how the business is going, and or if you want to see more about the faith part and how that is supporting and lifting up everything with shooting, the family, and the business. That is really the foundation of everything. That's really what I want to show with these vlogs, is how none of those things are really disconnected. They're all joined together by a very, very strong thread, as long as I let it be like that. And whenever I do disconnect those things, that's when the I am the branch and he is the vine, apart from me you can do nothing kind of thing starts to happen. I notice that in my life, things start to crumble very, very fast. If you guys want to see more of that stuff, let me know. If there are things that you're like, hey, like I can do without that, let me know as well, and I'll consider it. But the Jesus stuff is here to stay. Thank you guys for being with me, hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.